We begin with the rising tensions between two nuclear powers. Now, Pakistan's army has announced it successfully tested a surface-to-surface ballistic missile, sparking reaction from India. RT's Rachel Blevins joins me now with latest. Rachel, tell me about this test, and what does it mean for the ongoing conflict?
Well, Scotty, reports are claiming that by testing ballistic missiles, Pakistan is hoping to draw international attention to the ongoing tensions with India over Kashmir. A spokesperson for Pakistan's armed forces announced the successful launch of a surface-to-surface ballistic missile on Twitter, claiming it is capable of delivering multiple types of warheads up to 290 kilometers. The latest escalation between India and Pakistan sent shockwaves worldwide because both countries have nuclear arsenals. Earlier this month, India revoked Article 370, which granted Kashmir special status, imposing direct rule over the territory. But most of the civilians in the region are Muslim and thus have the backing of Pakistan. The disputed region is home to more than 12.5 million people, sparking concerns for the innocent civilians in the middle of the conflict. Now, Pakistan was furious over India's decision, and it reacted by cutting trade and transport ties and expelling India's ambassador. While India has claimed that life has since returned to normal in Kashmir, the country's massive military presence remains, and residents who live in the region say they remain in fear of what may unfold as the decades-long conflict continues.
The Kashmiri people are dying from the last 72 years. More than 100,000 have sacrificed their lives. Our women are raped, and men are in jails in Kashmir.
Now, India has yet to address the latest ballistic missile test by Pakistan, but a spokesperson for the Indian Ministry of External Affairs spoke out on Thursday and accused Pakistan of aiding terrorists across the border.
We have received information that Pakistan is trying to aid terrorists to infiltrate, and our demand is, which is also the demand of the international community and their international obligation, that Pakistan strongly investigates the terrorist groups and organizations present there.
Now, Pakistan has denied the claims, and in addition to calling for more protests, the country's prime minister said earlier this week that his government will go to any extent to support the people in Kashmir in obtaining independence from India.
If the situation leads to war, do remember that both the countries have nuclear weapons, and no one can win a nuclear war. It will not only affect us, it will affect the whole world. That's why today all the responsibility is on the international community and on the superpowers.
Now, Scotty, Pakistan has accused the United Nations of failing to intervene to stop human rights violations in the region, and their representatives are seeking a meeting with the United Nations Security Council to discuss the current situation, but there are still concerns that the dialogue won't be enough to stop a military confrontation in the region. But then again, this is an ongoing problem that has been waiting for a resolution since the end of British colonial rule and partition of India back in 1947.
And that's the thing, Rachel, you know, obviously these two are asking for international involvement, but at the same time, the United States is usually the first one to show up. Has the President Trump and the United States stepped in any way?
Well, President Trump has offered to moderate this conflict multiple times, and they actually have not taken him up on his offer just yet. In fact, he's gotten a lot of criticism for some of the speeches he's given, with people in the region arguing that he doesn't fully understand the conflict and has been trying to oversimplify it. So we haven't heard anything about that just yet, but it is interesting to see that Pakistan specifically is reaching for the United Nations to then come in and step in.
It'd be wonder if Pakistan actually would see them as a equal, or if they actually feel like they might already have a heads up. Thank you so much for following this, Rachel.
Thank you.